I just finished recording a video. Honestly, my process of making videos is not that difficult. I just turn on the camera, say what I need to say, and I'm done. But uh, I haven't posted like the past couple of posts I've made have just been like reviews or unboxings or like my opinion on certain stuff. But I figured I might as well do a life update because I like post and just disappear, and I post occasionally. But I can't remember when the last time was I posted or I was physically talking to the camera. I think I'm just gonna start with my life the past couple of years, right? I'm now a junior in high school. Freshman year was it was freshman year, right? It's about what you expect for a person like me. I see my friends from middle school. I make new friends who have already been at the high school, or stuff like that. I think around fall, I started dating this girl. I'm not gonna say her name or anything because I just feel like she doesn't deserve to be personally attacked. Hmm. I don't know. Okay, I don't feel like it's important that her name be out there, and I don't want her to. I don't want to personally attack her, but what I'm gonna say might come off as that way. I don't mean it in any sort of negative way. I just life update, just my experience from the past couple years. Um, Freshman year, what happened? Yeah, right. Fucking blinked. But I started dating this girl. We got along. Uh, her parents really nice. Well, her mom and her stepdad. Uh, her dad, I didn't really like her dad very much because of history that they've had. Um, but she was nice, but I struggled mentally throughout that time. I always had a form of self doubt within me, and she she didn't help very much with it. I remember I shaved my mustache once, or my peach fuzz, whatever the hell you call it. I shaved it once, so I was just like bare face, nothing. And she said if I ever shaved like that again, she'd break up with me, and I sort of just dealt with it, right? Um, I had another friend. I'm not gonna say his name either. Really cool guy. He was like, like he was right there when she said this, and he said this when she was right there. He was like, man, I don't think the relationship is worth it if she's gonna break up with you over that. I'm like, you might be right. Now I will admit that was messed up of me for saying that, right? For agreeing with him. Um, so she was mad at me for the rest of the day. But she would also talk about other guys. Like we went to a store one day, and there was a cashier, and I'll admit he's not a bad looking guy, right? And she's like, "Oh my god, he's so." I can't remember exactly what she said, but like it left me feeling a certain way, and I was sort of quiet for the rest of the time. Like with her, I really struggled mentally, and so I felt that I had to break it off. Eventually, I did. Um, After sometime in the summer, after our freshman year, but then sophomore year, just nothing really. Um, my teachers were okay. I was okay for the first time in a long time. Um, Freshman year, actually, my relationship with my dad started to get a lot better. Well, like eighth grade, freshman year, me and him started to like rebuild our relationship. Right, my relationship with my dad hasn't always been the best, but whose relationship with their parents haven't had their downs. But yeah, me and my dad have started to get along in the past couple of years, and I'm happy about that. Um, I remember for the longest time I absolutely could not stand him. I hated him, and I didn't like that. I couldn't stand being a hateful person. And recently, I have become a better person, morally, mentally, and all sorts of stuff. Um, I'm actually getting upset over the smallest things. Not like angry, like sad, because of what I've learned. There was this old cowboy on TikTok. He's not old, but I'd say 60s, maybe. But, he's from Canada. And I was scrolling on TikTok one night and I saw a video of his, and it was talking about how he had a baby. He had like a little rabbit, and it had died that night, and they found it in the morning. And he talked about how it doesn't matter how small something is, a life is a life. And that shit fucking hit me, I, like, throughout the past year, I have become a less hateful person. Mentally, I have improved. And that really put it into perspective for me. I have hated so many people, and I have caused so much emotional harm. And I didn't like that, so I am trying to be a better person. Fuck. I am trying to be a better person. Uh, there's this kid. I couldn't stand him. Every time I saw him, I'd always say something. But I went up to him the other day and I said, "Hey man, I'm sorry. Uh, I don't, I don't mean that anymore. I'm not like that anymore. And I want you to have a good life." I shook his hand and I went on with my day. But I try every day to be as positive as I can. If something sets me off, I just listen to music. I have a I have a playlist. I call on Spotify. It's called Awesome Mix Volume 4. I just took the entire soundtrack of Guardians of the Galaxy and put it into one playlist. And that is the playlist I listen to when I'm feeling upset, mad, angry. Well, obviously mad and angry are the same thing. Like upset, mad, sad, whatever. And it really does improve my day. So that's how I'm doing mentally, right? And in life. Um, what can I say? This year is my junior year. I got one more year. What, two? One? I'm not good with math, right? Um, but my teachers, I like them. All right, my math teacher, he gets on my nerves sometimes, but he's a cool guy. I really think he's a chill guy. He's just trying his best with what he has. I feel like I give him too much attitude sometimes. But every day when I walk in there, he asks me, "Hey man, how you doing?" I'm always completely honest with him. Some days I'll be like, "I'm not doing well," or like, "Meh." Sometimes I'll just be completely honest with him. I'll be like, "I'm doing shitty." Other days I'll be like, "I'm doing good, man. I'm having a great day," right? And I like that. I like that about him. As much as he gets on my nerves, I'm able to be honest with him. Same thing with my history teacher from freshman year. He was amazing, right? He was I was failing his class. And he's like, "Listen, man, you do this many assignments. I'll give you credit for just a little bit more. That way you can pass my class with a good grade." And I was like, "You know what? Thanks, man. I'll do that." Got it done just as fast as I could. Um, English teacher, she's amazing. Honestly, she's really nice, and she has a lot more patience than we give her credit for. We sit in like groups, and I sit with two other guys, right? We get along really well. And the guy who sits in front of me is always cussing, right? Like a fucking sailor. And I'm cussing right now, but this kid, it's insane. And every day, not every day, like every other day, like once, twice a week, she'll get on him like, "Dude, really?" And it's like, we understand that, but like she has way too much patience. Um, my history teacher this year, she's awesome. She I'm not sure if you guys can hear my TV. Usually when I film these videos, it's completely silent, and I don't like that. But my history teacher this year, she's amazing. She never gets upset, even when she has every right to be. Like I have another friend who does cuss a lot, right? A lot of profanity flying around at the school. But he does cuss a lot, and she'll be like, "Dude, stop, or like, watch your mouth, right? She'll get onto him, but she's never angry. Or if somebody interrupts her, she'll just look at them and be like, can I continue? And eventually, like, they'll stop talking and we'll go on with class. But that's my. So, my biology teacher, he's fucking cool, right? He is such a chill guy. I have nothing negative to say about my teachers this year. He's such a chill guy. He he'll walk around the class making sure you're okay. Um excuse me. He'll if you missed a day, he'll catch you up. He we usually do assignments on paper. I have a binder, right? 3 classes I have, well, 2 classes in that binder: history and biology. And he hands out packets every unit, and we just have to get the packet, put all the papers in our binder, and that's it. We miss a day, he'll print out entirely new papers for us. So nice. I really like him. He has a really nice Bronco too. It's red, white. What else? That was my English teacher, math teacher, biology, history. I can't think of any other teacher. Oh yeah, my theater teacher. She's brutally honest, as she can be, right? If something gets on her nerves, she'll be like, "I'm not having a day today, right? You keep this up, I'm gonna fucking ruin your life." Not like that, but what is it? I have a ring that I'm always wearing, and sometimes I'll take it off and I'll just start spinning it, right? And one day she told me, with the mood I'm in right now, I'll grab the thing and I will chuck it. All right, I promise you. I'm like, all right. So I stopped. Sometimes what she says does get on my nerves. Like, she talked about phone policies, and she's like, sometimes I really wish I could just take a hammer to everybody's phone. I feel like that's excessive, But besides that, nothing bad. I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about. I've been reading more often, mainly comics, but I've been writing more often. I enjoy writing. I love short stories, full stories. I'm working on a story right now, but that's a pain in the ass. I don't know. Me and my friends, we're doing amazing. Some of my friends are doing online this year because they just the school allows you to do 4 hours a day instead of the complete 8 for just some students who have to work. But life is good. I have everything I could ever need or want. I got all my figures, I got my desk, I got Legos, books, games, everything. I even got nunchucks above my mirror. Where? Right there. I got posters, hats. I got all sorts of shit. I do want to talk about mental health and the struggles that people can go through it. It shows in different ways. Some people will completely ignore it. Some people will try to get help so hard that it looks like they are just seeking attention. But there are people out there who need help, and I feel like as human beings, we have the right to help them. We have to help them. Recently I have a friend. Again, I'm not saying any names for privacy reasons. I have a friend. His mother passed away recently, or not recently, but not too long ago. And since then, him and his dad have had a rough relationship. And one night, I was at a football game, and I looked into a group chat, and he said that he was thinking about ending his life. And I was with another group of friends that night, and I just blanked. I like complete silence for the entire night. We were at McDonald's when I got that text, and me and my other two friends were like blowing up his phone, texting a group chat. I called him a few times, and he did pick up. I talked to him. I was like, "Hey, man, we're here for you. I don't need you doing anything fucking stupid. And if you need to talk, we are here to talk. That is the entire reason we have these group chats. Not for like stupid memes, so we can make plans. And if we need to talk, we can talk. And that group of friends, it's everybody's struggling mentally, right? I'm gonna call I'm gonna call them Sam, Dean, and Bobby. Supernatural. We love Supernatural. We went as Supernatural characters for Halloween sophomore year. First friend, that was first friend, that was Dean. Second friend, Sam. He texts me and he's like, he texts me in a way that he tries to hide what he wants to say. But I get this from my dad. I'm able to read people, not well, but well enough to where I understand what they want to speak of. And he struggles a lot, right? He's dating this girl. He loves this girl, right? Girl of his fucking dreams. And he texts me. This was before him and this girl were talking. Or well, this is why they were talking before they were dating. He texted me. He's like, "Hey man, like, I can't remember exactly what he said, right? I blank when it comes to stuff like this, but he had a lot of self doubt. He had a lot of self doubt with, like, in himself about himself, because he thought this girl was too good for him. And I told him, like, I was there, right? I told him everything he needed to hear. I'm not gonna go through our text so I can quote myself word for word, but I told him, like, bro, self doubt is not the way to go. If you like this girl, be confident about it, right? If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Whatever. And Bobby, our other friend, he struggles with self-image, right? He's always at the gym. He's always lifting something, right? And me and Sam talk to him, and we're always like, dude, like, are you doing this for yourself? Or are you doing it because you want others to see you? Or, like, think better of you? And he told us exactly what he was doing it for. He was doing this, all of this, because he wanted to be better in other people's eyes. And we told him, that is the dumbest thing we've ever heard. Like, we were honest with him. We told him, why be better for other people when, like, they already don't care? Be better for yourself. Do this for yourself. Only think of yourself, not a selfish way, but in a way that you no longer doubt yourself. Me, I really feel bad for saying this, right? But recently I have been extremely happy. Like, besides everything going on with my friends, I'm not having a hard time at all. And so I am taking that as a sign, right? That, not like a sign from, like, a higher being, like God or something. But, like, I'm taking that as a sign that if I'm in a state where I am content with how my life is going, I should use that to help others instead of, just focusing on myself. And I do believe that kindness is a luxury now, because it's not very often that you will see others being kind to or with each other, unless they're close friends. And even then, close friends still mess around with each other. you know, make fun of each other or whatnot. But uh, kindness is a lost virtue, and I do believe that as easy as it is to be negative, it is just as easy to be positive and kind. And I don't have a script. I'm sort of just going with the fucking flow right now. But I do feel that we, as a society, as a people, should learn human decency. If you see somebody who looks like they're having a rough day, just do the smallest fucking thing as possible to hope that they have a good day. Just smile at them. Say you like their outfit. Say anything that you know will make their day better, right? There's this kid. He has a very alternative style, and all my friend, it's not my friend group, but it's certain people I sit with at lunch. You know who you are. Um, this kid likes to wear a big overcoat, and this kid who sits in front of me at lunch said, "I'm sure bet he has something under that coat," or like you should go ask him, "Hey, what kind of product are you selling today?" And I think that's dumb as fuck, right? Because he's out here wearing some nice ass shoes, these really nice jeans, fucking badass shirt every day with some horror icon, and meanwhile this kid, sweatpants, hoodie, some fucked up shoes every goddamn day. Like, how are you gonna tell me that? Like, how are you gonna be dressed that way and talk shit on how somebody else is dressed? But I don't say that to his face. I don't, nothing, right? I sort of say, no, that's dumb and stupid, right? Now, obviously, sweatpants and hoodies is a comfortable thing, right? But, like, if you're gonna make fun of somebody for their style, at least know how to dress, But I talked to the kid who wears a big overcoat the other day and said, like, hey man, I really like your style. Because I do. I like his style. I want to dress like that, but it's not my style, I'm more jeans, boots, button-ups, cargos, stuff like that. But just try your best to make somebody's day, If you are having a rough day, just do the one thing makes you happy, like the one thing that you always enjoy doing. For me, that's music, videos. I like to share my opinion, and I've recently gotten motivation to that. I enjoy music. I enjoy talking to my dad, friends. I like watching TV. I like watching movies. I enjoy learning new things, right? So if you are having a rough day, or somebody else is having a rough day, there's always gonna be somebody there for you. There's always gonna be something. There's always gonna be something there for you. Somebody, something, whether it be your favorite game, favorite action figure, drink, or your pet, your mom, your dad, sister, brother, grandma, cousins, friend group. There's always going to be somebody there for you. And I feel that the more time you take to reach out, then the harder it's going to get. I used to have a lot of violent thoughts. I didn't like violence. I don't entirely loathe it. I do believe that in some cases it is necessary, but I did not like being a violent person. One night, my mom and my aunt were arguing, and I went off on my aunt, right? Because my aunt was just non-stop talking shit on my mom. And you can say whatever the fuck you want about me. Call me a fucking loser, tell me to kill myself, what the fuck ever. I don't care. But I don't like when people mistreat my family, right? Whether it be my sister, my brother, my dad, my mom, whatever. So I went off on my aunt. I told her the truth. I told her she was a fucked up person. She was a druggie, a fucking horrible person. She chose drugs over her fucking kids, right? And I went off on her. And I told her something that I didn't mean. I don't mean it now, but I did at the time. It had to do with extreme violence. And I don't feel like completely rekindling that memory because I don't enjoy it. I don't like it. And my sister lives with my dad. Just for like she doesn't like my mom and her argue a lot, but you know they still love each other. They care about each other. But she's living with my dad, and so we were dropping off my sister and her friends, and I just decided I was gonna stop. I was just gonna leave and stay with my dad for the night. And before I even stepped out of the car, my dad was like, "What's wrong?" Like as I stepped out of the car, and before I even got up to him, I was like maybe 3 feet away from him. He's like, "What's wrong?" Like he put his hand out and he felt my heartbeat. Like he was like, "What's wrong? Like what happened?" Like all this stuff. And I told him, and my dad, he had a rough childhood. I'm not going to lie. He grew up rough, and I spoke to him. He's like, "Well, the things I hear come out of your mouth remind me a lot about me. And I was a fucked up kid. And I don't want you to see you go down that same path that I did." I was like, "I know. I don't like being like this." He told me, "Alright, next time you think about hurting somebody like that or doing something like that, imagine them imagine them yelling in horror. Imagine them begging you to stop." And I thought about it. I was like, I can't do that. I am not my father. I cannot hurt somebody as they plead for me to stop. So, since then, I have tried to be a more positive person, a less violent person. I have taken like my own little oath to, no matter what situation, never take a life. And I know a few of you saw my other video where I showed off all my knives. And I have them for self-defense purposes. But no matter how rough a situation will get, I will never use this to take a life. Here's a conundrum. I plan on enlisting, and I plan on becoming a Marine. And Marines, the only thing they are ever good for is killing. They are the war dogs. First in, last out. And that is where I face a roadblock. I have taken a personal oath never to take a life, and yet here I am, with my future planned out for myself, with a career that only needs me to take lives. And talked to my dad about it. He said that he doesn't want me to do it, but that he understands why. And that he understands why I'm doing it, but he doesn't want me to do it. But it doesn't matter what, he will always be proud of me. And that really hit me, He told me to make him one promise, and that was to come back alive. And I told him, I'm going to do everything in my power to come back. And he looked me down in the eyes and said, it's not always going to be in your hands. And I told him, I'll make sure it is. I told him I will make sure, no matter what happens, my life will always be in my hands. And this is a scary looking fucking knife, right? But the way I hold it, if I ever get into an altercation, it's like this. I don't intend on cutting or slashing or stabbing. I will only ever use it as a grappling weapon. I will use it to bring people in or throw people out, right? My dad did a lot of taekwondo. My uncle was military, and so I've been studying CQC, judo, stuff like that, um, because I don't want to be unprepared, and because I want to know the best way to be completely non-lethal. And so I'm just overall trying to be a better person, trying to be a more positive person, a more happy person. And I am trying to make sure that those around me are also that way. I will make sure I will do everything in my power to make sure that my friends don't have to struggle mentally, to make sure that my family is taken care of, right? To make sure that I don't have to worry about my sister, I don't have to worry about any of this anymore, because I know they'll be okay. So I feel if you have been happier recently, please share happiness. Please try and spread as much positivity as possible, because right now, that is the one thing this world needs. There's a lot of hate going around, whether that be through hate groups or just people not liking each other. The world needs more positivity in it, and kindness is a virtue that's been long forgotten. So I feel that we need to bring it back. So I understand this will be a life update, but that's basically it, right? I've been happy. I have been positive. I've been overjoyous, right? I'll even go as far as say as I've been whimsical, right? I've made a lot of new friends. I've done my best to make sure that my current friends, everybody I know is okay mentally, physically, everything, and that's basically what's been going on with me the past I don't know how long, but I know we got kind of into a more serious conversation towards the end there, but it'll happen, Sometimes you have to get deep. That's what she said. But I filmed 2 videos back to back. I don't know which one I'm gonna post first. Might be this one. Might be the other one. So I think that's it. Now I hope you guys have a great day. I hope life goes good for you, and just try and spread as much positivity as possible, because right now that's what we need desperately.